Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Girls Frontline 2 video. Alright, if you guys are not aware, they just announced the next character upcoming after our current banner ends. If you guys are not aware, it should be ending in about 8 more days, 1 week and 1 day, right? So Makato, once she goes away, we will be having the next character, Diane. So Diane is confirmed, as you can see on the official social media for Girls Frontline 2 Exilium right here. So let's talk a little bit more about her, give you guys my perspective, and of course, if you guys are not aware, Diane was actually the first limited banner in CN back then when it was introduced. I remember very clearly because I played through that, and this was the main source of the drama back then in the Chinese server, alright? The NTR, alright? This is where it starts. Raymond, Diane, the whole other debacle. So let's talk a little bit more about Diane as a whole. Should you pull for her for the memes, for the NTR, or just for the meta? Let's go, let's talk about it. So for a lot of players, if you are on the free-to-play side, there's a very high chance that you don't really need Diane as much. Now Diane is, she's strong. She is not the most broken character, but she's not weak either. She's somewhere in like A tier-ish if you are comparing her in the meta. Now just to give you guys a reference, if we were to look at a CN server, you can see right here in terms of the rankings, she's somewhere in the middle-ish tier, or at A tier right here. Alright, she's below Macchiato and Cheongju. She's also a damage dealer, but she specializes in a different area entirely. Alright, so Tololo, Macchiato, Cheongju, and later on Kluke, if you care about DPS, those are going to be the priority. Diane is going to be someone that perhaps you can consider skipping depending on how you look at it. So if you guys have not seen Diane, so this is going to be her particular trailer. I'm just going to see if I can show it to you guys. So this is going to be the CN trailer. Alright. So I think she has one of the coolest looking design. You know, the fan, the concept of her. By the way, if you guys are wondering what weapon she used, she will be using assault rifle as well. Same weapon with Tololo and Cheongju. So if you are already building both of those, then you might need to consider getting like a separate weapon, right? If you want to use all of them in the same team. But she is going to be, you know, like I said, not too bad, alright, of a character overall. You might not, if you really want to get her, you don't really need her weapon necessarily. Her weapon is still going to be best in slot, but the second best weapon for her is going to be the Planeta. Alright, so that's going to be the better value. So, as you can see, very cool. I think she has a very beautiful design, right? Ooh, that's very pretty. Wow, extremely mesmerizing. There we go. There we go. So you can see why back then in CN there was this NTR drama, because she supposedly falls in love with someone else. And we can't have that. We can't let that happen, alright? But apparently they rewrote the entire story, so we'll find out in the new story, right? Wait, is that it? Pong. Okay, I guess that's it. So, as you can see, very beautiful character right there. So let's talk a little bit more about skill kit. That's going to be where this comes in. So because the role of her is going to be where it comes in, right? Now what makes Diane really strong is her ability to have very high movement tile. So let's see right here. So I'll just briefly go through the skill. Number one, she's an assault rifle. Now she's decent, but she's not that good. And what is the main reason why she's not that good? She's held back by her element. Alright, so Diane is going to be a physical type DPS character, and right now being a physical type, physical is probably one of the worst elements in the game. Alright, I'm just going to say it because there's, oh, the game just reset. Okay, there's no special elemental bonus whatsoever, and right now if you are already building let's say Cheongju, right? She's very good in a burn element, burn team. Macchiato is a very good ice DPS, and you know, Shakri is a burn as well, and then Nemesis is like a, what is this, poison, corrosion, right? Kluke later as well. but physical is just really lacking, and I think it needs buff. So that's going to be pretty much her downside. It's probably held back by the element pretty much. If she's a different element, things are going to be a little bit better. You know what makes her really good, or what she excels at, is her movement in terms of tile range. She has one of the highest movements in the game. So this is going to be her basic skill. You can see she just hits an enemy, 80% attack, and then you can see select enemy, and then of course dispels physical damage to it. Now the second skill, this is where it gets very interesting, right? Gains 3 layers of calibration, gains tuning for 1 turn, gains 1 instance of extra command. So what is this calibration and what is this tuning? So this is where, look at this. Calibration, increase crit rate and crit damage by 3% each. This is going to stack up to 10 times, and she also gains 6 extra tiles of extra movement after she attacks. Alright, and this move cannot be dispelled. So very good. And tuning allows her to deal stability damage equivalent to the number of calibration stacks before she attacks. So this can be stacked up to 10 times. So she is a very good stability shredder, if it makes sense, right? You know, stability damage, she probably has one of the highest one in that case. She has very high movement speed. So with those, if you take advantage of her during certain period of certain battle where you need to, like, you know, move to the end point, transport your team away, and even in the weekly boss, the second one, right, where you can move the character to the other side, right, she can be useful there as well. Very good character for that purpose. Of course, she also is a bit squishy, so you gotta be careful with that. But we can take advantage of the rewind. I feel like she has her own use. Probably, if you manual her, she's gonna be really strong. But maybe on auto, I have a feeling the AI might not be that smart, because the AI is gonna send her all the way to the front and she's gonna get like destroyed by the enemy, you know. But she's definitely going to have her own usage because of this. 6 extra movement tiles is just insane. So she get about, like, as far as I know, like 16 movement tiles, which is a lot, right? One of the highest movement tile character in the game, if not the highest. I think she's the highest right now, right? Comparable to all the other characters. Her ultimate skill, selects enemy within 6 tile radius, deals physical damage. For each layer of calibration, reduces cooldown of this skill by 1/3. After attacking, consumes calibration stacks and gains 1 layer of permanent calibration, which stacks up to 3 times. Alright, and her passive skill at the start of the action, increase contamination gauge by 1 point, gains calibration. When attacking targets not under the protection of cover, increase contamination gauge by 1 point. So if there are more than 2 calibration stacks before receiving single target damage from enemies within range, Diane activates ambush against the enemy. Alright, so this ambush thing, again, pretty cool. If you guys are not aware, ambush, basically she attacks once and cannot be triggered by counter or support attacks. But she can still pair or combo alongside with Chongju, which is going to be pretty cool. Alright, so apparently this effect can be triggered once per turn. So she's actually not too bad as a character. High movement tile, very good stability shred. Downside is basically in terms of what she does. You probably can get away with not having her, right? Macchiato is just overall, I think, a better unit overall. Now, right now, we still have Macchiato banner. Alright, so I think it's now confirmed Diane is going to come after Macchiato. So if you are still deciding right now, in my humble opinion, I feel like you should try to consider getting Macchiato V1. I would say that's a better priority compared to getting Diane, because I know some players that maybe are still saving to hold off on in case Kluke is gonna come, but seems like, you know, that's been confirmed, and I feel like overall this is going to be the better value character for most free-to-play or low-spender accounts. Now if you are a whale or spending player, consider getting 1 copy of Diane if you want, right? But other than that, if you're not getting her, you won't be missing out much, I feel like. Alright, so with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this particular video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of Diane. Are you guys pulling for her? As per usual, subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.